Hi, welcome to Hollywood. This is Josh.
This is Carter coming to you live on Easter Sunday, where I am full of candy and other chocolatey treats. How'd you spend your Easter, Josh?
Uh, no comment. I'll get in trouble.
uh, Fair enough. We don't want you to admit any wrongdoing or any laws broken.
The NSA is listening in.
They might well be. I spent it hunting eggs with the kids and getting in an argument with my family, per the usual of all family holidays.
That's how it is. You there,
Yeah,
you greet each other, and then it's on.
pretty much what happened, actually. It quickly escalated. It was like, Anchorman. It just kind of broke out into a four-way brawl and like escalated quickly.
Good times.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is out there and we're going to come to you with it.
It's brought to you by Morley Cigarettes.
It is. Only cigarettes in. Enough for the cancer man. We're talking X-Files today, people.
Yep, the X-Files, they're bringing it back. It hasn't been on television in 13 years. The last movie came out, I believe, 2007?
Something like that. Ever since then, David Duchovny's been in California or something, as is my understanding. And Gillian Anderson, I think, went to England.
Yeah, she lives in
That where,
England.
yeah, that where she's at. I don't know. She's not even English, is she? She's not English.
No, she's American. 2008. I was off a year.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. My personal opinion. The last movies were not good. They're missing something. I mean, yeah, you had our core characters, and you needed Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
That's basically really all you need. I mean, having a revamp of the other characters, Skinner, Cancer Man, you don't have to have them. Those are icing on the cake.
Well, this Cancer Man, Cigarette Smoking Man, died in the series finale. Like, they showed him literally engulfed in flames and showed his skin burning down to a skeleton.
I don't think he's dead.
Is he cloned? Was that? I mean, the thing with the X-Files is that they can pretty much do anything.
Anything is possible, and it's very well he could have been cloned, or he set up a clone to have his brain transfer. I mean, there could be a million reasons why you would want to bring him back. I'd bring him back. I'd bring Skinner back too. The last time, I forget the actor's name who played Skinner, but he was recently did a recurrent with Sons of Anarchy.
Mitch Pileggi.
Mitch Pileggi, thank you. Yeah, that was gonna bug me. Mitch Pileggi did a recurring character on Sons of Anarchy for the past couple of years, where he played a white supremacist leader of the gang called the Nords. Really interesting character too, and you kind of looked at him like, what happened to you, Skinner? You left the FBI and started cooking meth and running an Aryan race gang.
That'd be an interesting X-Files character.
Like, Skinner just went off the deep end. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, he later is in a horrible accident and finds Jesus and stops making meth and hating on anybody who wasn't white.
So the X-Files, the series finale, basically, towards the end of the series, the mythology got pretty convoluted. So basically, the military said that Mulder killed someone who was a super soldier that really couldn't die. So he went on trial, was found guilty, was going to be put to death for treason, and then basically super assistant director Kirsch and Skinner helped break him out, and Mulder and Scully went on the run. That was the series finale of the X-Files. And then 6 years later, they made a movie, I Want to Believe. Basically, Scully works at a Catholic hospital, and Mulder is just, I guess, sitting in his office still looking up conspiracy things at their home. They live together. It's a weird movie. Like, it was kind of like the Monster of the Week type format. instead of the mythology.
Yeah, and the Freak of the Week stuff only works for your first season. If you continue that format, you don't have a show.
Yeah, it's basically the FBI had forgiven Mulder, which I'm not sure how the FBI could forgive him for something the military was ticked at him for. But yeah.
Hey, S.H.I.E.L.D. forgave the Hulk where the Army didn't, so
True.
it's whatever. You can do what you want. You're writing the story.
FBI agent got kidnapped. They brought Mulder in as a consultant, and basically it's like a weird Frankenstein type story. And basically it ends with, Mulder and Scully still not in the FBI. Oh, also in the series finale, the FBI was closed. Scully had already, I think, quit, and they had Agent Doggett and Agent Reyes, and they basically got canned.
Doggett and Reyes.
Yeah.
I think we all try to forget that. When you T-1000 is running around solving X crimes, it's...
Yeah. He was in a no-win situation, though.
He was in no win situation. Both Reyes and Doggett both were, because it was like, no matter what you did, no matter how good the writing was going to be, it was going to be, you're not Mulder and Scully, get out.
Yeah. Because have any two TV characters, especially at that time, had the chemistry of David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson?
No, they had terrific chemistry. I will definitely agree to that. And that was Gillian Anderson, as a young boy growing up when the show first premiered, that was one of my first celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there might be a few of my lady friends listening to this. I'm going to get hell for saying that, because she was a ginger, and I give my ginger friends all sorts of hell.
But it's weird because Fox initially didn't want to cast Gillian. They want to go for a more stereotypical beauty.
Blonde, big boobs.
Yeah, and she caught on like as a sex symbol of the 90s.
Yeah.
It worked out well. Basically unknown. Mulder was known, or David Duchovny was more known from Twin Peaks, I believe, right?
I do believe so, yes.
She was relatively unknown. And the X-Files, I remember when it first started, it was never expected to be anything. And it was on after, what was it, The Adventures of Pluto? No, it wasn't Pluto Nash. It's like a cowboy show with,
the one with Bruce Campbell?
Yes.
Oh, God, what was, that's gonna bug me if you don't look it up right now.
I'll look it up. Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Briscoe County Jr. I almost said Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. I was like, no, that was a movie.
That's what I was thinking. Pluto Nash. I'm like, that's a movie too. That's not it. But Briscoe County Jr. was supposed to be a big hit.
For the record, I liked Briscoe County Jr.
Yeah, but it didn't last long. While the X-Files blew up.
Yeah, the X-Files took on a life of its own, and the truth is out there. If you say the truth is out there to anybody, it became a common pop culture phrase.
Yeah.
Even the music to the X-Files opening became iconic. Dun 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 dun. I would even say that became a popular horror film, much like The Exorcist or Halloween.
Yeah.
That same tone became that big, and it was a ratings juggernaut for the time. Then Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny wanted to move on, and most artists do.
Yeah.
I get that. They've been in the same job for years, and they want something new and fresh, which, guys like us would kill to have a job that lasts out. No, keep going. Let's ride this into the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make your money. But nevertheless, the last movie happened, so now we're going to get a new series. Now, they're going to do it as a mini-series, aren't they? We're not getting
it's only 6 episodes, which is kind of like a quarter of a season.
Yeah, it's not. quarter of a season or a half season for some. That's a big thing they've been going to. A lot of dramas have been doing 12 and 13 episode seasons. Game of Thrones, Sons of Anarchy, The Americans.
Yeah.
And that's more of a budget thing. Even Game of Thrones is only 10 episodes a season.
So
but their budget is astronomical.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of boobs. Got to pay for those boobs. HBO home boob office.
Pretty much, boobs equals ratings.
It does. It does. And we're not going to get that with the X-Files because it's going to be on Fox.
Yeah, you can't have boobs on Fox.
You cannot have boobs on Fox. But we're going to get the X-Files back. So Josh, where would you like for them to do with this?
I would think the FBI would have to rehire Mulder and Scully.
Now, in order to do so, don't you think they'd have to open the X-Files?
Yeah, to hire them and reopen it. I would think.
They'll have to reopen it because we're looking at a mini-series, so it might just be one case that's going to take them like 6 episodes to finish, which is possible. It's just going to be like the motherlode of all cases.
It could. From what I've heard, they're going to do a mythology episode first and last, and do like a, I guess, individual one through the middle. I don't know if that's just what I've heard. And
so right now it's too kind of early to speculate. This isn't going to come out this year. This is definitely a project that's happening next year.
Do you think they should work for the FBI or should they be independent?
No, I think getting the FBI will be involved in one way or another because that's kind of one of the cornerstones of the X-Files mythos is the government.
Yeah, somebody has to foot the bill too.
Yeah,
I'm sure Scully does all right as a doctor, but they flying like all over the world.
Mulder's probably hanging out with the God. What were those guys? The 3.
Oh, no, they died in the last season. The lone gunman.
The lone gunman. God, I gotta rewatch the last season. They died.
Almost everybody died. I think Skinner lived. Director Hirsch, and that's about it. I mean, Krychek is dead. Cigarette smoking man, like we said, supposedly died. Almost everybody died.
That's the lone gunman, dude. I rewatch the last season now because I don't remember them. I wasn't paying that much attention to it when it was on because I ticked off that Sculder and Mully were gone.
Yeah,
Mully and Sculder. Wow, Sculder and Mully.
Well, they got their own spinoff for a while.
Yeah, they did. They had the Lone Gunman show that lasted. I don't even think it aired for an entire season.
No, and infamously, they had a episode where they prevented an airplane from flying into the World Trade Center.
Yeah, dun dun dun. I'm sure conspiracy nuts picked up on that somewhere. Like, Fox is behind it with, the 6th and the NSA. They all were in on it, and George Bush and God.
Could you imagine being like the dude that wrote the episode though? And then like 9/11 happens, you're like, uh-oh, did I give him that idea?
Well, I tried. Do you remember? And I don't know if the Spider-Man teaser trailer.
Yeah, they the cobwebs between the 2 towers, right?
I caught the helicopter with the bank robbers on it.
Yeah.
That quickly.
Yeah, that's in the Sony vault somewhere.
This is like we shouldn't have done that. Nothing with Twin Towers.
Well, they didn't know. I mean, that's just a New York iconic place at that point.
Scorsese got a lot of heat for the end of Gangs in New York. If you watch Gangs in New York, the end trailer shows New York evolving throughout the ages, and the last shot is the one with the Twin Towers. And the last shot was New York shown at a different pinnacle point where it reached a new high. And you can't discuss that without having Twin Towers there. That was an iconic symbol.
Yeah.
And I agree to that. I mean, there's no reason we should try to blank that out of our memories.
No, I was there, and it's part of history.
Just like the X-Files.
That's right. So, you think 1 6-episode, what do they call it, like serialized story, or do you think individual stories.
I'm thinking we're going to get a longer return because that's the way you're going to keep everyone's interest.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
That's the only way we're going to keep everyone's interest. If we do if it's going to be mini series, it's going to have to be serialized, not individual.
If people are pretty much programmed to binge watch now.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we are now. We binge watch. We drink it down. Daredevil is coming this week.
Yeah, like 12 episodes, I think.
Yeah, something like that, 12 or 13 something. So yeah, I'm probably going to binge watch that this weekend with my girlfriend. We've been really looking forward to it.
So you think they should have aliens? Another thing in the season finale, series finale, Mulder found out that the world was supposed to end. The aliens were coming on whatever. What's the day of the world was the Mayans? December 21st?
December 21st, was it 2013?
2012.
It was 2012, yeah.
So,
how long since we missed the end of the world?
Yeah. So
Man,
this show airs in 2016, so obviously that didn't happen. I would think they'd have to acknowledge that.
Well, it's very possible. You can get a shot of Mulder, like, saving the destruction of the planet from, like, the International Space Highway group that was going to blow it up because, they were sent here by President Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Or you could, there's a lot of different things. They could have the alien, remember the alien rebels that sewed up their eyes and mouths?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have prevented it, they can. But I think they have to explain why that didn't happen in that world. Or maybe it did, and you see the remnants, but I don't think they'll go that way.
No, I don't think so either, but we're looking at, I'm thinking we're going to do 6 episodes, serialized. It's going to be about aliens. Aliens are the biggest protagonists that, Mulder and Scully ever faced.
Yeah.
I mean, they had their one-offs with werewolves and dark creatures and whatever, which were always really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong, but the biggest thing they have is aliens. The whole thing with Mulder's sister, which, did that ever get resolved?
Oh, yeah, she's dead.
Okay. She is dead.
But that's just came to me. Maybe they can do the overall arc, but run into like a monster of the week. So it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they could, but you're gonna looking for a resolution. But I just don't see them wasting the 6 episodes they've been given on that.
Yeah,
because then you're asking for too many plots going on at one time for just 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's not very many hours of television.
I mean, we're looking at 40 minutes each episode, an hour-long run because commercials, so 45 minutes each.
Yeah.
So it's really not that long. It doesn't equal out to 6 hours.
Yeah.
We're looking at about 5 roughly.
So I mean, it's a tough task to.
But the good thing is, everybody who's a fan,
yeah,
is going to be watching. All eyes are going to be on them. This is going to be a big project.
Yeah, because when they made the second movie, it came out the week after The Dark Knight, and it got kind of just for everybody's like, oh, Heath Ledger Joker, all this, and it sort of was an afterthought. Now they got the spotlight on him, I think.
Yeah, it was bad timing, just like what happened with, go back even farther, the summer that Batman and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade came out. Do you remember what movie kind of got sandwiched in between and got really forgotten about?
That would be 89. Drawing a blank.
Jeff.
What one?
UHF, Weird Al's UHF.
Oh, UHF. I just bought that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that movie got sandwiched in between, Batman and, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and nobody saw it because, why would you when those 2 movies are running around on you?
When Ghostbusters 2, it got kind of lost in that shuffle too.
Yeah, and, kind of with good reason. Ghostbusters 2 was
Not good, but
Not really good. I mean, it was okay, better than a lot of things I've seen out there, but it definitely wasn't Ghostbusters 1.
yeah.
You know, it's hard to top something when you hit a home run the first time. Sequels are usually disappointing.
Yeah. Well, we'll cover Ghostbusters in a future episode, I'm sure.
Well, and that's another thing. We'll discuss that because we've got new Ghostbusters on the horizon.
Yeah. So Paranoia, it seems like paranormal stuff they're trying to bring back. Ghostbusters, X-Files, Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is coming back. And, you know, I couldn't be happier as a sci-fi nerd.
Oh yeah, you got to look at different sectors of the sci-fi. You know, like they'll focus on space for a bit, and then that'll be played out for a while. Then they'll do paranormal, like ghosts and stuff, and then
Yeah, it ebbs and flows. You know, you always go through different things. You know, vampires were big at a time, and you know, werewolves were big at a time, and it just all circle back.
yeah. What I'd love to see on the X-Files, I don't think they'll do it, but I would love for them to, is have Darren Morgan write another episode. Do you remember Darren Morgan's, like when they had like the circus, and then they did Clyde Bruckman's Final Word Prose, like all the weird, funny episodes?
Was that him?
Yeah. I mean, those were classic.
I would like to see I'd like to see, a 6-series serial, but I don't think it's going to be too funny. You know, as much as I'd like to see some more funny X-Files, we're going to need for them to re-sign for a good season or two to get some real comedy going.
Yeah, but they'll still have the staples like Mulder's sunflower seeds and whatnot.
Oh, you know what one of my favorite episodes was?
Oh.
The Cops episode.
Oh, the X-Cops, where the shape-shifting monster.
Yeah, and they were like, it was filmed as cops.
They go like a Mexican. It was basically the creature. What the creature was, whatever someone feared the most, that's what it appeared as. So like they go to one house and this lady be like, oh, blah, 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 and they draw it and it's like Freddy Krueger, and then they go to Nat's house. It's like a giant bee.
Yeah, which is kind of like I think. This may have been. You've seen Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Remember the Bogart?
Yeah, it's basically...
Nobody knows what it looked like. It just transformed into your worst fear.
Yeah, it's just similar. I guess maybe she got that from the X-Files.
It's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, it's kind of like, you took this bit thing that wasn't really there and you made a kind of a staple out of it in your own universe. So more power to you.
Oh, yeah, everybody steals from everybody.
Hey, you steal from one, it's plagiarism. Yeah. You steal from many, it's research.
Look at Star Wars. Jeez.
Oh yeah,
like everything. It's like Flash Gordon / Hidden
Kurosawa.
Yeah, Hidden Fortress and all that.
I mean, Lucas stole from a lot of people, but it's more research than anything else. And we all do. We build upon ideas.
I mean, Hulk is stolen off of Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, even if you look at professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan got a lot of his stuff from Jesse Ventura and
Superstar Billy Graham.
Or Billy Graham, and even took some. Read this recently. The reason Hulk's trunks were yellow, he got that from
Angelo Poffo.
Angelo Poffo. He took that from Angelo Poffo, which is really crazy. He never told Randy that, and he wished he had.
Oh, for those who don't know, Angelo Poffo is Macho Man Randy Savage's father, who is also a professional wrestler.
They were a big wrestling family. It was, I never knew that. I found that out really cool.
So I'm thinking X-Files should be the aliens. Do you think it's the gray aliens or it's going to be the black oil? There was black 5 or 6 different species of aliens they confronted.
I think black oil was like the last thing they did in the movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the first movie, Fight the Future, took place between seasons 5 and 6.
Which was really confusing to a lot of people.
Yeah, if you missed the movie, season 6 probably didn't make much sense. And then after 7, Mulder left. He was abducted. I think that was honestly supposed to be the series finale. So the X-Files movie took place between 5 and 6. If fans missed it that summer, it was like a summer blockbuster was the idea, and then they come back in the fall.
And it did work on that. They made bank.
Oh yeah, they did very well because the show was at its peak.
Yeah. And that was a good call. That's what Star Trek should have done.
Oh, Next Generation? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, at the height of season 7, they should have just shot the movie and kept the series going.
Yeah, but I guess they wanted to spin off to Deep Space Nine and all that. But...
Yeah, that worked well.
So, yeah, I was trying to figure which... Because it got so convoluted toward the end of the X-Files that it's just like you need like the scorecard to be like, okay, this alien's here, and then you have the rebel aliens, then you have the black oil, and then I don't know if they ever said the gray aliens were real or not.
I couldn't figure out if the gray aliens were real or if they were part of the government.
Yeah. And then you had the bounty hunter shape-shifting guy that had the green blood, like the acid blood that would kill people if they were exposed to its air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's like 5 different alien races, I think. 5, 6.
Yeah, did they ever figure out that Earth was just an alien? Like, giant...
They mentioned it in the series finale. They discussed, that Earth, go through the history of Earth. That from like the first movie where the black oil was underneath the ground. Yeah, they went into that in the series finale. So, and then the other thing is Mulder and Scully's child that they gave up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They mentioned it in the second film. I Want to Believe, but then you have to wonder. I mean, that could be a teenager by now. Do they revisit that? Do they find their kid? It's possible.
I suppose. It's possible.
Because their kid was supposed to be some, like, super kid or something. Like a telekinesis or something.
Yeah, or something strange. It was definitely weird, and they had to keep it out of the clutches of Cancer Man and his ilk. Hey, I'm just happy at this point that they're coming back. I mean, we're seeing a lot of that. I've seen, like, on the past week, I've seen a lot in my news feeds that they're bringing a lot of old shows back.
Yeah, Twin Peaks is coming back, I think, next year.
Coach is coming back.
Yeah.
Muppet Show's coming back. So this proves to me 2 things. 1, Hollywood is out of ideas.
Yeah.
Sometime. But 2, at least they're picking and choosing. Also, they're doing a reunion special for Full House that's going to be on Netflix.
Was it the Olsen twins?
I don't know if they got the Olsen twins or not. I really don't. It's hard to get because they don't need to do shit.
They'll be like, they have like a little memorial ceremony for Michelle who died in a car crash.
Oh. Like, unfortunately, they couldn't be here. They're in Milan.
Well,
be nice about it. I guarantee you, Home Improvement's next.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Jonathan.
Jim Allen's not doing a whole lot.
You think Jonathan Taylor Thomas can squeeze it in the schedule?
Last I saw him, he was on an episode of Smallville.
And that show's been off the air for a while.
Yeah, that's been a while, so... Yeah, but I think Home Improvement will be next. Like, it's not like Tim Allen has anything really... Tim Allen doesn't need to do it.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast to do it. Unfortunately, Wilson passed away.
Yeah. They have a new neighbor.
New neighbor, Will Sinnett. It's actually Will Smith. Replaced by Will Smith.
They just bring back Fresh Prince.
Mm. Well, James Avery's passed away too.
Oh, Jeffrey the Butler, right?
Oh no, Uncle Phil.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they can't have it without Uncle Phil.
No, Uncle Phil's a staple. Like, I guess Will could do it.
Yeah,
I think he could be like. Actually, he could be the rich uncle this time. And
Spin-off.
if you're from Philadelphia, you can move in with him in his place in Bel Air.
Oh, another show they brought a sequel to was Boy Meets World.
Yeah, the Girl Meets
Girl
World,
Meets World.
which I haven't seen. I saw like half an episode. I was like, man, this really isn't that good. This is not Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World was where it was at.
So it's like,
Man, 90s we had a good run in the 90s, man.
what else was big back then? Friends, I don't see them bringing back. I'd love to see a Seinfeld special.
I'd like to see a Mr. Show special.
That's old school.
It's cool, but man, I love Mr. Show. You know, Mr. Show was horribly funny, in incredibly poor taste, but David Cross and Bob Odenkirk were excellent in that show. And I forget Tom Keeney, the voice of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's part of that show, along with Black.
I'd like to see them bring back Mystery Science Theater.
That'd be good. I think we could do Mystery Science Theater, just like me and you sitting down watching movies.
Watching like The Room and Troll 2.
Troll 2. Actually, we can knock on good movies because we have a habit of doing that. Like, we're going to watch Citizen Kane today and we're going to tear it apart. Beat that, Casablanca. And here we go with Schindler's List.
Oh.
Mystery Science Theater, Schindler's List.
Saving Private Ryan. You should have dodged those bullets. Steve Rogers would have. Like Keep Wonder. Where's Captain America as they storm Normandy?
That's part of the Shi'ar Empire. I think I see Red Skull.
That'd be good stuff.
So X-Files is coming back, and we're all excited. I don't have anything really else to add to that. Yes, hopefully we're going to see a good 6-episode miniseries. Aliens, Mulder and Scully, getting back to their roots, down and dirty.
Yep. So hopefully it will live up to its legacy, I would say.
Hopefully it will.
Yep. So.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of Hollywood. We'll be back next time with more inappropriate jokes about Hollywood and whatever else is coming to our minds.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.